spoken with the caseworker about previous. I gave her the name of a contact at DCFS who assists in locating psychiatric services for our kids when we have this kind of problem.
What kind of problems have been going on with Michaela? Because they're not telling me anything.
It looks like she's had some issues with anger outbursts. She pushed the worker. She threw some things at the caregiver. She, at one point, made comments about hurting a younger child in the home. She was seen in the emergency room, and they did not hospitalize her. They sent her home with a safety plan because she was able to calm down, is what it says. So she has had some anger outbursts. And also, and maybe you can shed some light on this, she tends to sometimes act like a cat or a dog rather than
I mean, she's 10.
Answer questions.
She's playing and she's probably uncomfortable. She's probably nervous and uncomfortable. She kind of does that when she's uncomfortable or when she's kind of had enough.
Okay.
She's kind of got.
That's something you've seen before.
She's just a kid. She's 10.
Mm-hmm. I guess what I'm asking specifically is that something you've seen when she was in your care, like if she was uncomfortable, if she had enough, would she hit or meow rather than say yes or no?
Yeah, that's kind of like you even say hello and she'll be shh. She's just being a kid.
Okay.
It's probably very harmless.
Okay.
She does have a little attitude.
Okay. And the reason why I asked that question is because that's good for us to know that this is not a new behavior, that this is something that she had before. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, what are they saying is wrong with that? Or because
nobody's saying anything is wrong with it.
Okay.
They're just documenting that this is what her behavior is. Nobody's put a value on it. They're just saying that this is what she's doing.
Okay.
All right. So the next objective.
Can you tell me when that occurred, where she was acting like that and had to go to the ER?
Let me see. There's no date in the service plan on that.
Do you know why there's no date? That seems strange.
Well, it's not necessarily strange that it's not in the service plan. It may be in a case note, and I didn't write that down, but it doesn't. It's just not in your service plan. Did you get a copy of your service plan?
Is that where it tells me that I need to go to counseling?
Yep.
Yeah, I've got a copy of that. But that's the thing.
So that's what I'm reading from.
That's the thing, though. I have been going to counseling since May through the VA, and somehow paperwork wasn't given to the counselor or to the caseworker, and I have been going. And the drug test, I have gone every.
I'm going to pause. Can I pause you, Jessica?
Yes, ma'am.
A couple questions because this is a perfect segue. So you've been going to counseling at the VA since May.
Yes, ma'am.
At the VA. What's your counselor's name?
Yes, with Sam Baxter.
Sam Baxter.
And she talked to the caseworker.
Okay. And are you on any medications? Have they prescribed you any medications?
They did, and then they tried to give me 3 different things because they weren't working. They were making me angry. So they're not giving me anything more because they're saying I don't need them. Okay.
Do you remember what they tried to give you?
Not offhand, I don't. But I mean, I can email it to you.
Okay, that's okay. That's really something the caseworker and the supervisor need to follow up with. I just wanted to accurately document in my feedback with them that this is what you reported, but that's okay if you don't know the name. So you said you've been seeing Sam Baxter since May.
Yes, ma'am.
How often do you see Sam?
Well, I talked to her over the phone. I've gone in there a couple times, but it just seems easier to do it over the phone. I do it once a week.
One time a week? Okay.
Yes, ma'am, for like about half an hour to an hour.
Okay, 30 to 60 minutes. Okay. Are you getting any other services at the VA? besides
Just my medical stuff.
counseling? Okay, great. Okay. So if you disagree with that unsatisfactory evaluation because they've been unable to verify that with documentation, then you can appeal that. Now, what I would recommend is if you have a treatment plan from Ms. Baxter, that would be provided either to your attorney or to the supervisor so that they can verify and document that you are in fact in services.
Well, my attorney will not even address these lies that are in the paperwork. I've asked her to set up a meeting or a Zoom call, and she doesn't seem to want to do it, and that's kind of sabotaging my case. I mean, I didn't even get this information. We were doing a teleconference until a half an hour before this teleconference. It's like it's almost purposely being done.
Well, let me say this to you, Jessica. I don't know. I can't answer for the attorney or why you didn't get the conference call number. But if the pandemic is still an issue when your next review happens, which it won't be until May.
Has there been any other reviews?
No. These happen once every 6 months, and your kids did not enter care until May. So
this says 3 months.
Your reviews will also, your reviews will always be with me. Will always be in May and November until your kids come home, and then once your kids come home, we don't have reviews anymore because they're home.
This paperwork, that this thing that was mailed to me, it says that we're supposed to do them every 3 months.
No, that's a child and family team meeting. That's different.
Oh, I thought that's what we were doing right now.
This is an administrative. Yeah, that's okay. I know there's so many meetings with DCFS. This is an administrative case review, and these happen once every 6 months for us to do this, what we're doing now, and talk about your rights, which I've already covered with you earlier.
So I'm not sure I've ever had a service plan meeting.
Okay. That's okay. So that's something that I will also address with them, but us going over the service plan right now is what the purpose of the administrative case review is. Okay? That's why I'm going over their plan with you.
Isn't it kind of hard to go over their plan if I've never set up a plan?
Well, the service plan is written based on either what is recommended from the integrated assessment or what the court recommends, or to address the issues that brought the children into care.
Can I get another copy of that, maybe?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, you can have a copy of your service plan. Absolutely. And that will come from the agency. It is not my role to do those casework. But everything that you're saying that you're concerned about, that you have not gotten your plan, I'm going to ask them to mail you a plan along with a copy of the service appeal brochure that I gave you those phone numbers. It goes into much more detail about what you can and cannot appeal and what your rights are to that. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to ask that those things are mailed to you. What is an address for you?
1720 West Willowwood Drive, Peoria, Illinois.
Willowwood?
Yes, ma'am.
You said Willowwood? Okay. Peoria, what's the zip code over there?
61614.
Okay. And it's Jessica, Primm, right?
No, it's one M as in Mary.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I spelled your name wrong all over all my notes. Sorry about that.
That's all right. We can fix that.
Okay. So the next objective for you is for you to engage in a full psychological evaluation. And this is evaluated as unsatisfactory. And it says that an appointment was scheduled with Dr. Eckert on October 29th. You did ask the caseworker to reschedule because of your court conflict in New York, and this has been rescheduled for December 22nd.
Yes.
So understand that once you do that psychological evaluation, then they will document what's recommended, and those things will be added to your service plan. Okay?
Well, that's another issue, because when I called Dr. Eckert's office and asked them when the appointment was scheduled for October, they told me that the caseworker had called sometime in September, which I was under the impression that she's supposed to make these appointments 10 days after the court appointed this service plan for me. And I'm not really sure why it took so long for her to do that if she wasn't trying to push the case back further.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak to that because I wasn't in court, and the court orders don't say anything about time frames for making the referral. But what I will tell you is, please, 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 if you do whatever you can to make sure you go to that December 22nd evaluation appointment, because we don't want to push back even further. It's hard to, just like you're on the kids have a waiting list, Dr. Ecker has a waiting list. So we really need you to go to that appointment, okay?
I am still kind of curious why it took so long to make that appointment.
Yeah, I can't speak. What I can say,
and then why it was on my court date for New York.
Now that I can't speak. Yeah, that I can't speak to. I don't know anything about that. But I can tell you that the process for getting a psychological approved, so that it's paid for, so that you don't have to pay for it because they're very expensive, does take some time. And that may be why it took so much time to get it approved. To even and the doctor's office won't set up the appointment until it's approved to be paid for. So that may be, I don't know, I'm speculating. That may be part of the delay, but I don't know. Do you have court on December 22nd at this point that you're aware of?
I'm sorry, what? A court what?
Do you have court? Do you have court on your case in New York on December 22nd? Do you have any conflict with that date that you're aware of?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. So I'm going to report that to the agency that at this point you have no conflict that you're aware of, because I really want you to get that piece down, because the court's going to want that, okay?
Right. I was kind of asking for it.